Thanks, Lloyd. There you see the starting goaltender for Team Canada, Mario. Welcome again to the Zetra Ice Hall. Canada facing Austria for only the 4th time in the two countries' hockey histories. And this is the first time these two teams have met since the 1956 Olympics in Cortina, Italy. And if you want a time frame on that, Todd Brooker's father was playing for Team Canada at that time, the Olympic Games in 1956. Play is underway here. Canada versus Austria. Canada 1-0 in the tournament. Austria has lost its game against Finland 4-3. We'll see what happens here. This team can be a little tough. They've got 4 Canadians playing for them and play right now down in the Austria end. Moving into forecheck as they jam against the boards is Dave Tippett. Puck still inside the line, and finally it's moved out to center ice, and it is now Austria on the attack over the line. Gunster is number 13. Kelly Greenbank, former Nova Scotia Voyageur, is on that line as well as Tippett brings it back in over the line now. Rolls it in front. Great chance there for Dave Donnelly, but it went by him. Now back out at center ice. That's Greenbank with the puck, number 16 over the line, but it's checked away from him, and Tippett gets it, and he rolls it back through center ice. Down over the line for Team Canada now. Bruce Драйвер clearing it around to the far side, and after it back there as the puck is cleared around. Now out near the blue line. A shot right on. Big save. Rebound, and it bounces right past the goaltender, who had his back to it. The goaltender is Michael Rudman of Feldkirch, Austria, and he got himself turned around in a dangerous situation, but Canada just missed the net. Now against the boards, and it's chopped up in the air in front of the Austrian bench. Kerry Wilson, the hero of the first game, and he cleared it rink wide. The shot taken by Flatley, and Rudman down, covers up, and they get the whistle.
Well, it looks like the line of Lowe and Wilson and Flatley have started right off the way they ended the last game against the United States. They've had some good chances here in the early going. They're just taking right over, as they did against the U.S. in that first hockey game.
Hockey in Austria has a long history. It goes back to 1923. A few teams have dominated. In most recent years, the team from Feldkirch, who have won the league championship the last 3 years now, and they have also got a few players on this team. A team that has also had some Canadians play for it over the years. Robin Bärtell back at his own blue line. Over to the far side. Canada on the move now as the puck is brought over center ice by Craig Redmond, and that play was stripped, and they'll try once again as Bärtell along the boards, but he cleared it right onto the stick of Sivic, and cleared back into the Austrian zone. Number 3 on the far side is Redmond. Behind the net now. They roll it to the side of the net, but reaching for it and moving it out is Mion to center ice now. And now it is Leibler, a Canadian himself, over the line. He's from Vanderhoof, BC, number 11 for Austria. Up against the boards, turning with it is Redmond. Redmond moving it out to center ice now. Canada on the attack once again. Puck is cleared to the side of the team, the Austrian net. Dan Wood couldn't control it. Bounces to the goalpost area and is covered up by Rudman, and he holds on. Austria has been in and out of the B and C pool of international hockey. They do not play in the A pool at all. They finished 3rd in the B pool championships in Tokyo last year. In Klagenfurt, Austria, they won the B pool the year before that. Puck is in the corner and jammed there and held once again. This game a little slow getting underway. We played 2:20 of the first period. No score in the game as Tippett in there jostling a little bit. Face off inside the Austrian zone now for Team Canada. Taking the draw is Kirk Muller. Muller tied up in the face-off circle. Puck winds up in the corner. Out near the line, they can't contain it as working for it is Драйвер out there, but it's now back inside the line. And for Austria, it's Fritz. Clearing it out to center ice. Working with that puck now is Sian, but he's unable to get in. Now they try once again. Out over center ice, pass to the far side. Sian hitting it to Koenig. Koenig's one of the stars of this Austrian team. Back in over the line now on a 2-on-1. The shot hit the side of the net. On the far side, getting that chance was Dave Donnelly. Now in front of the net, just working with that puck is Pätrik. Pätrik just stick handling, trying to get away. Now clears it in front of the net. Quick shot. They score! Canada, 1-0. Dave Donnelly getting that one. Great stick work inside the blue line by James Pätrich.
James Pätrich didn't give that puck away once they got control inside the zone. He just hung on to the puck, and there you see him throwing it over. Donnelly has time to set the puck up and put it over the goaltender's outstretched glove hand, but a good job by Pätrich. Again, Donnelly all by himself has to stop the pass first, then snaps it. He didn't take a big slap shot on that one. He just put it in front of the stick and then gave it a quick little tap and got it over the glove hand.
So face-off at center ice, Canada leading 1-0. It'll be Donnelly from Pätrich at the 3-minute mark. On the face-off now, Redmond back inside his zone. Mishandled the puck. It wound up in front of the net, but was quickly cleared by Gosselin. Is very good at that. Along the boards now. Redmond back behind his net. Canada starting to go on the attack, but again the play is stopped. As back to get it there is Pätrich, Helmut Pätrich for Austria. Back over the line comes Austria. They work it into the corner. Sekulic, he can't contain it, and Canada breaks out once again. They lead pass. Darren Lowe chasing after it. Also back there is Bernie Hutz, who plays for Bart Crashley, former NHLer in Innsbruck. Icing's called. The face-off will be back inside the Team Canada blue line. A lot of Canadians playing in Austria right now. Bart Crashley, the playing coach at Innsbruck. Also with him there, Dennis Sobchuk, once a very, very highly regarded junior. And Greg Holst, who was supposed to play in this tournament, but he was barred for the professionalism thing that caught 2 members of the Canadians and 2 members of the Italian national team. Italians, by the way, only lost to the Soviet Union. I guess we could say that, Tom. 5-1, a game just before this one. Not much of a hockey game. The Soviets got into a big lead very early. First 2 shots on goal went into the net. And we'll have the highlights of that in the first intermission with Bernie Pascoe. The puck is cleared down the ice. Canada trying for that lead pass. The Driver missed everybody with it. But hustling on the play and getting in there is Dan Wood. He's jamming in the corner and manages to take the puck away, but finally covering up is Giuseppe Millon. He leads the pass to Kelly Greenbank. Greenbank up over center ice now. Over the line, it is Ganster trying to get set. Rolls it across, but Canada once again takes possession at center ice. For Austria, Ganster shooting it in. Driver back to get it deep in his own zone. The far side, backhanded along the boards. Wood out at center ice, trying to move it ahead. Now reaches Gagne with it. Gagne in front, quick shot. Good save is made by Rudman as he goes to his knees, that butterfly style, and it stood him in good stead in that particular instant. Now here comes Austria at center ice, cleared ahead by Ganster, and whistle goes. We'll have a stoppage in play. Coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics will continue in a moment. Kevin Dineen off the face-off, rolling it into the slot, trying to get loose his Carpin. He goes to the far boards after that puck. Battling along the boards now, Tippett, Carpin in front, and he couldn't get the shot away as it was taken away from him by Sivic, who came back to do some checking. Out at center ice, Pätrich now ducks away from a check, gives it to Tippett, the team captain for Team Canada. Back to Pätrich. Tippett backing into his own zone, moves ahead. A good lead pass, a crisp one over the line for Dineen, but he was unable to get loose, and it's Austria coming back with Sivic clearing it in. Back to get it is Lidsters for Canada. Lidsters starting out near his own line to center ice. Canada making a change. Good lead pass, but he hit the heel of Darren Lowe's skate. Now they'll try again. Back in over the line, Gary Wilson, a boomer, and he just missed the net with it. Against the boards of the far side, Sian for Austria. To the far boards, Raffel out at center ice. And Sian again, but he's stopped at the line. Now slammed up against the boards. The loose puck comes to Bernie Hutz. Hutz inside his line. Cleared out at center ice by Platzer. Back inside the Canada line now, and moving with it is Craig Redmond. Redmond at center ice for Lowe. Lowe clearing it in. Digging in after it in the corner is Platzer. Platzer in against the boards, being checked very closely by Flatley, and it's held in there, and we'll have a face-off. 5 members of this Austrian team from Feldkirch. As we mentioned, the last 3 years they have won the Austrian championship. 6 members from Villach along with Klagenfurt. We mentioned some of the Canadians that are playing in the Austrian league right now. The 3 from Innsbruck, Crashley, Holst, and Sobchuk. Chris Maneri is in Vienna. You might remember that name. Robin Sadler and Koppenberg. B.J. McDonald, former line mate of Wayne Gretzky, is playing in Austria as well. Stadlauer, here's the shot that's stopped in front of the net and cleared away to center ice by Austria. Bring it down to the line, but again, Sion unable to get loose at center ice. A check out there. That one thrown by Pat Flatley. Now over the line. And we have got Josef Kompalla calling a cross-checking penalty on Canada. Bruce Драйвер was the one that laid that one out. Coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics will continue in a moment. Драйвер off for cross-checking at 6:49. Canada leading 1-0 as Austria on the power play now. Richard Cunningham out over center ice, clears it in over the line. Harand around the net on the far side. Austria on the power play as Kelly Greenbank gets it back to the line. It's contained there. They drop it in front of the net, but Harand was unable to get his stick on it. Now he backhands it into the corner. Working after it there is Greenbank, number 16, former member of the Nova Scotia Voyageurs and the Canadiens organization. Clear to the side of the net. Gosselin got a little tangled up back there. Here's a shot coming in, but it was blocked before it got to Gosselin. And it's Lidsters clearing it away and down the ice. Canada will make a quick change. Austria going back. It's Richard Cunningham. Cunningham from Ottawa, played with the Toronto Toros of the WHA. Austria has not had a shot on goal yet in this hockey game. Greenbank at center ice now over the line. Rolls it to the side of the net. Harand trying to get the shot away, and he had to circle into the corner with it. Now behind the net, they roll it out in front. Greenbank with a great chance there, but he didn't see the pass coming, and it goes all the way down the ice. Back to get it, Richard Cunningham. Rink-wide pass for Bernie Hoots. Hoots at center ice. He's checked on the play and spun around on the play as Dave Donnelly came across. Wood going into forecheck as the puck is cleared by Sion around to the far boards. Sion moves in to help out on the far side, but it's Pätrик who picks up the puck and comes with it to center ice. Pätrik lazily at center ice now. 20 seconds left in the power play. Clears it in. And again, it's Cunningham back to get it. Cunningham coming out of his own zone, drops it off, and he nearly gave it away. Perk finally comes across, gives it to Hoots on this side. Hoots at center ice now. Working with it and feeding it ahead is Koenig over the line. Austria in possession as Hoots works it in. Here comes a shot that's blocked at the defense, and it rolls rink wide. The penalty is over, and Canada's on the attack with Драйвер over the line. Драйвер cutting for the net with some room, rolls it in front and banding on it. Just as he cut in front of the net was Kevin Dineen. Now the rink-wide pass, and over the line offside is Sion, and a face-off once again. There you see the Team Canada bench. And the face-off will be outside the blue line of Team Canada. 9:07 left in the first period. Lidsters, rink wide, cleared around the net by Bärtell to Lidsters. Ahead, deflected out over center ice, and back to get it will be Helmut Koren. Koren to Johan Fritz. The Stars in the Austrian League with Klagenfurt. Sakulic in the corner. He's number 9, but he's stripped of the puck by Bärtell. Bartell's number 2 for Canada. Along the boards, back out to the point, and it's banned on the shot as he tried to get it away. Fritz just trying to one-time it, and it just failed to work. Now out of center ice, cleared in offside on the play. Gagne got in too quickly.
Well, here's where you want to try to get the Team Canada wants to try to get the other goal now, because, you know, when you're ahead 1-0 in the hockey game and you're playing a team like Austria, it's a team that Canada's supposed to beat and so on. You don't want to let them in the game. Now, if it's 1-0, the game's sort of going back and forth. It's very, very important. Get that second goal, then the night won't be so long for you. Then if you get that second goal quick, it may be an easy night. Let them in the game. Let them work. Hey, you may find yourself in a tougher hockey game than you thought you were going to be in.
Well, the puck is chopped to the far boards. Canada doing its job, Tom, in the department of checking. No shots on goal, and really there's not an awful lot of room out there, which is a good sign, I suppose. If you're going to be too aggressive on offense, which they haven't shown so far.
Let's get another quick one.
All right, let's see if we can get it for them. Behind the net now. Austria clearing it straight ahead at center ice. It is Harand. Harand clearing it ahead now and down over the line. Working around behind the net is Sion. Sion just carries that puck now. He cuts out in front, back to the blue line, and went right through the legs of Richard Cunningham and is back out at center ice. And I think there's going to be a penalty called on Cunningham. Canada has coming to the bench was the goaltender Mario Gosselin. The whistle goes, and the penalty will be called against Austria. Coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics will continue. Rick Cunningham in the penalty box for hooking at 10:30. Canada leading 1-0. Cunningham, you mentioned, played for the Toronto Toros, and he's now a veteran Austrian hockey player. He's done very well in Austria and found a career for himself. Canada on the power play, and it's Pätrик with room, so he takes it straight up ice. Flatly beat him in over the blue line, so it's called on the offside.
One of the interesting things that I see that Dave King has been doing in this hockey game is that he's moved Tippett. Tippett is now at center in this power play unit, but he had Kirk Muller moving back into center. He had played on the right wing and played a very important role on right wing in the last game against the United States, but they've just switched positions today. When Muller and Tippett have been playing together, Tippett's been playing the right wing and Muller's been in the middle.
Well, Tippett about to take the draw now, and they have moved one Austrian player out of there, Eddie Labler. Another Canadian. I keep calling them Austrians. There are 4 that are Canadians who carry Austrian passports as well for the purposes at least of the Olympics. Labler, another one of those that has found a home in Austria. Tippett's over the line now. Tippett dropping it off for Flatly. Flatly back to Pätrik. Back to Flatly now. He's got a crowd in front of that net. Here's the shot from the blue line. Down on his knees is Rudman, and I don't know whether that shot got to him or not. Kept in at the blue line now by Драйвер. Драйвер gets it again. Here's his shot. He missed the net with it. Behind the net, Flatly goes down. Donnelly's there as well. So's Flatly. Flatly can't control it, and it's out at center ice and taken over by Pätrik. Pätrik inside his blue line. Canada will make a complete change now, at least forward line. Back to the line. Donnelly cutting across the line, but it is cleared in. Courtnall's number 18. Courtnall with the puck now, back near the line. A quick shot with a screen. Wilson cutting in front. Now back against the boards is Kari Wilson. Wilson just parked back there behind the net. Work it around now from Muller. Muller to Lidstert. Out in front. Chop away at it. Now here's a chance. There's a good two-way play as Canada scores. Kirk Muller gets it. And a neatly played goal as Canada takes a 2-0 lead on the power play.
Here they are keeping the puck in. The puck goes across to Kari Wilson. Kari Wilson looks as a 2-0 play. Rather than shooting himself, he just throws it across in front of the net. All Kirk Muller has to do is tip the puck by. Kari Wilson all by himself on the left of your screen, moves in front of the net. There he gets it. He could have shot himself, but he just threw it across. 2-0 play. The Austrian defense really got caught out of position there. Kari Wilson throwing across, easy goal for Muller.
The scoring unofficially, who's that? Franz Klammer is watching this hockey game, watching his national hockey team play here. Kaiser Franz, who did not get a chance at the downhill today. They'll try again tomorrow. High winds and fog held that one up. Canada looking for medal chances in that. You'll see it on CTV. Out at center ice now, and again Canada on the attack as over the line is Courtnall. Try to get it across. Dan Wood unable to reach that. Now deep in the zone, moving into forecheck is Courtnall again. Cleared along the boards, deflected right in there. Good play, and now a scramble. Rudman comes out and covers up and holds the face-off. So the scoring in that goal is Muller, number 27, scoring from Wilson and Драйвер. It made it 2-0 at 11:54. So it's 2-0 Canada leading. 7 minutes 35 seconds left in the first period. One of our bobsledders there. Ron Wilson. Yeah, we got a few Canadian fans, a few Austrian team members here to watch this one. And from the face-off, they didn't take it fairly. They'll do it all over again. Tippett taking the draw for Team Canada. Puck is cleared back near the line. Here's the shot by Bärtell. It's blocked. Near the line, Драйвер tried to roll it in front, and Austria takes over with Koren bringing it to center ice. Over to the far side for Pätrik. He can't control it inside the line. It rolls harmlessly in front. And Canada with Драйвер out to center ice now. Here they come. Over the line is number 16, Kevin Deneen. There's a shot juggled momentarily by Rudman, and he holds on. A reminder that tomorrow on CTV we begin our coverage of Olympic figure skating here in Sarajevo. Johnny Esau, Brian Pokar, and Otto Jelinek will be covering the pairs short program. Barbara Underhill and Paul Martini have an excellent shot at an Olympic medal, and CTV will be following them closely for you. Right in this building, then, it is figure skating, and our coverage begins tomorrow. Face-off to the left of the Austrian goal. Back to the line. Driver shot, and it was a dangerous one, but he just missed the net with it. Redmond keeps it in. Now behind the net. Canada trying to set up. They got Redmond in front, but he couldn't get the shot away. And the puck is cleared over center ice. Back to get it is Lidsters. Lidsters behind his net is parked there now. Number 4 for Canada. Clears it up on the wing for Kerry Wilson. Boy, he's been a star in this series so far for Canada. Over the line for Donnelly. Donnelly behind the net now. Backing into the corner. Tried to get it in front, but I think he partially fanned on that pass, and Neon has it. Out over center ice. That is taken from him by Redmond, who chases him into the corner. Gets some help from Wilson. Along the boards. Out near the line, but kept in there by Meon. Meon now gets loose, ducks away from one check, but he couldn't get around the checking of Craig Redmond, and I think there's going to be a holding penalty called on Canada. Redmond not happy. Coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics will continue in a moment. 1945, Craig Redmond goes off for holding, and Canada is again killing off a penalty here as Austria will set up deep in their own zone. Rick Cunningham. He's called Richard in every biography. We know him as Rick. Toronto Toros fans knew him as Rick. Canada's zone cleared past Cunningham. Rick and down the ice. And Rudman's out to leave it for Cunningham. He'll start out again, easing it along under some forechecking pressure there from number 22, Dan Wood. And the puck winds up on the stick of Dave Donnelly, who feeds it back to the defense, out to Wood, who deflects it to Cunningham again. Cunningham to the far side, and over the line is Koenig. Koenig got it into the corner. Coming back to help out is Драйвер. And Canada in possession. They clear it down the ice. 1:05 left in the penalty. Canada leading 2-0. Along the boards, Austria with Sian. Out at center ice, he's number 12. Sian from Klagenfurt of the Austrian National League, Bundesliga as they call it. Back near the line for Fritz. He takes a shot, deflects right in on the goal, and Gosselin then just clears it away. And out comes Canada once again with Dave Donnelly clearing it down the ice.
Smart play by Gosselin. He didn't hold on to that puck, forced the face-off. He knew that his defenseman was right there beside him. He just held on to it long enough to keep control of it, then tipped it to his defenseman, who iced the puck.
Bartel stripping that play down and getting it down the ice once again. Austria unable really to muster any kind of offense in this game so far. Deep in his own zone is Fritz. No shots on goal through 15 minutes, and Canada's leading 2-0. Now Pätrик, number 9, along the boards. Драйвер back again. Драйвер backhands it around the boards on the far side for Tippitt. Tippitt just clears it out to center ice once again. And we have had the expiration of the penalty now. Backhand shot, that would have been wide of the net. It was off the blocker of Gosselin. And again, Canada out at center ice, Tippitt. Tippitt over the line alone because Canada's on a change right now. Now stick handles in the corner. They don't touch him, and he's got some room. Now clears it in front, but the puck didn't get through. Cunningham intercepted and cleared to center ice. Down over the line now for Austria's Eddie Leibler. He got it only to the side of the net, and there Lidsters takes it from Gosselin and moves it along the boards. Драйвер at center ice ahead. Good lead pass now. Kerry Wilson cutting for the net, rolls it into the slot, but he just couldn't get it to Dэрrен Lowe, who is trailing on the play. Back near the line now. Драйвер. Here's Kerry Wilson. His shot just missed the far side with it. Along the boards, Драйвер pinning it in there. Also in there for Austria is Haran. And it's held in there and called for a face-off.
One of the things that impressed me about Team Canada, you know, the game of the United States was more like a North American hockey game. They played it like two North American teams, but in this game, it's a little more freewheeling. And I'm excited about the way Canada's got that motion in the neutral zone. They look like a European team playing another European team here. And they're skating and they're moving the puck. The long passes coming out of their zone, a lot of flow. Guys aren't stapled to one boards in their wing. The left winger will come across and look for the open spot. And there's a lot of movement on their team, and they've been moving the puck well. And I think that you have to be able to adapt that way when you're playing most of the team or most of the competition here is, of course, against European teams and on big rinks.
You know, there's no line in the National Hockey League, Tom. It's what you do when you don't have the puck. It's probably even more important in this international game, the size of the ice and so on.
Well, they've been going to the hole very well today. You know, you notice inside their own zone when they get that puck, there's a lot of movement, and it's not like one man goes and stands on the boards and he puts it to him and he's standing still and then he moves it to only one man that's moving. There's a lot of motion in there. Everybody's skating, and that's the type of hockey club they have, and that's the way you have to play in international competition.
All right, here from the face-off then. Redmond at center ice, clears it back in again. We have 3:14 remaining in the period. Canada leading 2-0, falling as he wheeled around to try and get that puck was Dineen. And it is called, I believe, on an offside. So at the blue line, we'll have another face-off. There you see Craig Redmond, who's going to be a very high draft pick. And there is Greg Holtz, who was one of the band players, the only one on Austria. I think he played with Pittsburgh, Tom, but that got him out of this Olympic Games. It's kind of a shame because Italy and Austria need all the help they can get, and you get that kind of situation happen to you. I know for Italy, for instance, a little earlier today, of course, he would have been very, very valuable to him. The first 2 shots of the game went in on him, and the final score was 5-1. You're not going to beat the rest of the Soviets anyway, but still, a little help will make it. The post on that, I believe Johan Fritz was it. They hit the post behind Gosselin. But it's poked out to center ice once again. Kelly, after it for Canada, is Kevin Dineen, and he is spun around at the line. There's going to be a holding penalty called on Austria. Peter Ruffel hauled down Dineen as he came over the line.
I hope so, because he almost hog-tied him there. And Dineen made a good play inside his zone, tipping it by him. But the puck comes through, and after this is the puck that hit the post inside the Team Canada zone. Actually, it was misplayed inside there. Just got by Gosselin, but, you know, the goaltender, his best friend is that post.
They still haven't had a shot on goal. And now we are at the 17:20 mark of the period. Ruffel off for holding. Canada leading 2-0. Face-off will be about 5-6 feet inside the blue line. And from the face-off, I guess we should say 2 meters, Tom. Kerry Wilson in the corner now. Wilson, number 20, back out to the blue line for James Pätrich. Back to Wilson, gets some room again, then gets it back to Pätrich. Fakes the shot to the far side. The shot by Драйвер is wide of the net, and it winds up out at center ice, and Pätrich chases it back.
They set that up nice. You know, the shot was just wide of the net, but they set it up very well.
Now in the corner. Kerry Wilson takes a hit in there. Good check thrown by Giuseppe Mern. But it's Pätrich who's got it. Now to Flatley, to Pätrich again. Pätrich getting set. Драйвер setting up. Shoots it right in there. Loose puck in front of the net now. Moving in is Pätrich. Shoots it. Hit a crowd in front of there. I don't know whether it got to the goaltender or not. And it's golfed around the boards by Rick Cunningham. Brought to center ice by Kelly Greenbank. And at center ice, it's checked away, and Canada will try once again. Flatley ahead for Wilson. Over the line for Драйвер, and it's offside. He preceded the puck in, and we'll have another face-off.
Well, Team Canada, there you see the Raffle, who was off for grabbing or putting the hold on Dineen. But Team Canada, in setting up their power play today, they're working 3-on-2 with the 2 men at the top. Now, you notice that they had Драйвер, and that they had James Pätrich, and that they had Kerry Wilson on the near side here, and they're trying to work 3-on-2 with the man at the top. If they slide down to the men that are a little underneath, then it goes back to James Pätrich, and as you saw just earlier, he blasted at the net. If they cheat to James Pätrich, then he slides it off to either side, either to Драйвер or to Kerry Wilson, each of which have good shots.
Face off, and it's back inside the Team Canada zone. Swinging away with it is Lidstер. Lidster dropping it off now at center ice is Denьo. Flatley, Denьo making his first appearance on the ice, gets it to the blue line. Back to Flatley, back to Denьo. Denьo will be a high draft pick when they come to selecting such things in June. Into the corner, back out to Denьo now. He gets set, shoots it behind Flatley. Flatley will take it in the corner. Al rolled it into the slot, but there was nobody there, and Koenig got it out to center ice, where Denьo gets it again. Denьo, Lidstер, in over the line. Courtnall trying to get loose. Lidster keeps it in, clears it rink wide. He had the right idea there, but it bounced up into the bench and off Flatley's stick, and we'll have another face-off. Well, Austria, they have played Canada 3 times prior to this game in the 1948 Olympics. At St. Moritz, Canada beat them 12-0. In 1949 at the World Championships in Stockholm, it was 8-2, and then that 1956 game, the last time these two teams met, it was 23-0 in an open-air rink in Cortina. We mentioned that Todd Brooker's father played in that game. Denny Brodeur, who is now a very well-known photographer out of Montreal in Canada, was the goaltender and registered the shutout in that game. Now circling with it is Tippitt. Tippitt back to the blue line. Bartel to Tippitt again to Bartel. Bartel's number 2 over to the far side. Canada leading 2-0. He shoots it wide of the net and it comes out near the line. Tippitt just got it back to Bartel. Tippitt again to Bartel. They move it around well. Here's the shot, hit a leg as Muller was cutting in front. Over the far side, Redmond Craig Redmond out at center ice, and it's knocked down out there by Bartel. Ahead for Tippitt. The penalty has expired. We've got 31 seconds remaining in the period. Cutting across, the Austrians will try to work it again with Kelly Greenbank, number 16, a rink-wide pass. After it in there is Lidstер, behind the net, poked away from him. They roll it to the side of the net. Now Koenig trying to get it out in front, and job to keep that puck behind the net. Koenig, he's checked off the puck. Right in the corner. Tippitt can't get it out of the zone. After it on the far side is Koenig, number 5, and the buzzer goes and the period is over.
Well, Team Canada's in pretty good control here. Austria never really threatened the net very much. Team Canada, they would have had, I think, even a greater lead had a lot of their shots been on goal, but they've controlled the play throughout right from the beginning.
Unofficially, the shots on goal, Canada 7, Austria nothing, and Canada won 15 of 18 face-offs in that period, which shows some domination. 2-0 the final score, or at least they score after one period. Coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics will continue in a moment. Already, and we played only 4 periods here in the Olympic Championship. Joseph Kompalla about ready to drop the puck at center ice to start the second period. Canada officially outshot Austria 8-1 in the first period. Shots directed at net for Canada 23 and for Austria 6. So we're ready, and Canada out there from the face-off. Back to the blue line, and Patrick's got it. He's number 9. Patrick out over center ice and in over the blue line. With that speed, he's had a lot of room in this hockey game. Patrick swinging with it right in front. Quick shot, they score. Canada leads 3-0. Kirk Muller pulled the trigger quickly.
Well, the goal, of course, everything, though, was James Patrick on that play. James Patrick lugged the puck down the whole length of the ice, just as he did in the first goal. He went around the net as we see him, throws it out into the slot. Kirk Muller slides the puck quickly, low to the wide side of the net, and it just catches the edge of the goaltender there. Kirk Muller, watch him in the crease. The puck comes across from James Patrick. He gets it quickly. Nice low shot right along the ice.
Well, Muller, his second goal of the hockey game. Patrick will draw the assist, and that's his second assist of the game, and it came at the 13-second mark of the second period.
Well, it's the second time today that James Patrick hasn't thrown the puck away, and it's resulted in a goal. He kept control of the puck on the first goal. Now on this play, he lugged the puck down the length of the ice, went right around the net, threw it out in front. Muller with quick shot scores.
Now Canada back on the attack again, but taking over inside his own zone is Sivic on this side for Ropin. Back out in front, there's Muller again, and he got a shot away, but the defense covered up. Here's another shot, and that one blocked at the defense. And Ropin comes away with it at center ice. Over the line, quick shot in on Gosselin. They got their second shot of the game on Gosselin. He covers up and holds for a face-off inside the Team Canada end.
Well, psychologically, that's a good goal, too. You're 2-0 ahead. Gosselin hasn't had a lot of work to do, but when he's had to do work in this tournament, even in the first game against the United States, he was solid in the nets, and he's been smart playing the puck, I can tell you that.
This is not a hockey area of Yugoslavia. They do not have a team in their national league. But I think that hockey will become a team sport here. They have now the facilities for it in Sarajevo. Third in over the line is Kerry Wilson, number 20. Third out near the line. Driver couldn't knock it down. He'll have to regroup his players at center ice. To Lidstер on this side. Lidster ahead for Flatley. Flatley to Wilson. Wilson to the line. Wilson dropping it back to Flatley. Flatley is knocked down as he cut for the net by the team captain of Austria, Rudolf Koenig. Lidstер ahead off the heel of Flatley's skate. Out at center ice. And Canada controlling things as they've done so well and very patiently in this hockey game, Tom. They've not gone all out offense.
Well, just there we saw it, all that movement in the neutral zone. Zingo back to one defenseman, somebody cuts into the middle, always somebody going to the hole. They're throwing the puck around very, very well.
Here we come again. That center ice driver clears it right down to the Austrian goal, Rudman. The backup goaltender for Austria is Brian Stankiewicz from Toronto, lives in Vienna now. And on the icing call, it'll be stopped for a face-off. The coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics continues in a moment. And the offside called right off the face-off at the Team Canada blue line. So we'll have the draw this time right outside the Canadian line. Canada has out there right now Russ Courtnall. The Victoria Cougars, a late addition to the team, along with Gagne and Dan Wood. And from the defense, it's Courtnall getting the pass, now cutting in front of the net. Off that, it's Gagne, but he couldn't get a pass away or get a shot away. Now Courtnall to Gagne. Gagne trying to roll it in front, gets it again, but he just couldn't get it up onto his stick. Now taps it back to the blue line. Kept in by Bartel, eases it to the net. It went off the stick and rolled to the goaltender. And Mikhail Rudman covers up and holds for a face-off inside his own zone. Finland 9, Norway 1 in the second period. Canada will be playing Finland next and then Norway in this tournament. That'll be a very important game, as important, obviously, as the game against the United States. Canada playing very well right now, and I think is capable of beating Finland, Tom.
Well, I can remember 1980. Finland was the stumbling block of Team Canada. It was a 160-foot goal that prevented the 1980 team from getting to the medal round against Finland.
And one would think if they can get by Finland that the medal round is theirs, really. Here's Pätrик. Back inside his line to Драйвер, back to Pätrик. Patrick's had a good game so far. Tippett now checks it loose just near his line as he went up against Kelly Greenbank. Now over the line once again. And it is Deneen trying to get the shot away. Went wide of the net. Pätrik moves in, gets it into the corner. And Austria takes over, and they bring it out to center ice. Fritz Ganser of Seltweg, Austria. Seltweg, famous for the Grand Prix racetrack. The Austrian Grand Prix held every year there. Over the line, however, it is Karpin. Karpin getting it back in front of the net, and he got a shot away, but Cunningham cut across and blocked it. It's in the corner. Canada again on the attack, back near the line. Драйвер gets the shot away. He's got that good shot from the blue line. Coming over is Tippett. Tippett set, leads in deep, cuts for the net himself now as the puck is behind the net. We'll work it out in front, nobody there, but Lidsters gets it near the line, takes a shot, and he's just wide with that. On the far side, Драйвер, here comes that big shot again, and it hit a skate in front. Behind the net as it's cleared by Deneen into the corner on the far side. Deneen is ridden up against the boards by Giuseppe Millon. And it's Millon who brings it to center ice. Millon, number 4, ahead, and it's just tipped away. The defense playing up. Now Greenbank will try, and he's checked on the play. And ahead for Canada is Kari Wilson. Wilson in over the line, gets it into the slot. Here's a chance for Lidsters. Wilson, he scores. Flatley was in behind the goaltender, and Canada leads 4-0.
Again, Kari Wilson taking the puck in deep. Another thing that Team Canada's been doing, they've moved Lidsters. Look at Lidsters, he's moving right up in the play, just like the Soviets are doing. Those defensemen are coming right up. Then we see Flatley coming around the net, and he just gets an easy goal to tip it inside. Good play made by Wilson, stopping and looking for his defenseman coming in. Lidsters we see there, who moved right down from the point. Really got involved in the attack, on the shot. Flatley coming around the net, just able to tip it in. The goaltender really had no chance on Flatley trying to get back to get that puck.
Well, I'll tell you something. I'd like to see the report on Kari Wilson's biorhythms right now. He should get an assist on that, but he has not been given an official assist. Flatley from Lidsters is the scoring on the goal.
Well, there's no question about it. They're pretty stingy with the assists here in the Olympic tournament, but there's no question about it that he threw the puck right into to Lidsters, moving down from the top of the line.
Against the boards on the far side now. Canada again with the pressure on inside the blue line. They lead 4-0 now. 3:58 the time of that goal. Flatley from Lidsters. And a shot right on again as that time Dэрrén Lowe was loose in front of the net. Now Austria comes away with it. It's center ice. Over the line, and it's checked away. Good hard check thrown in there by Pat Flatley coming back on the play. Now Sivic. Sibic over the line, offside. Face off outside the blue line once again. Conrad Dorn and Sibic going to the bench for Austria. Sibic from Villach. And from Villach we have 6 players. They are one of the powerhouses of Austrian hockey. Hockey in Austria, as we mentioned, they've been playing it for, well, since 1923. It's a growing sport there, but they have never broken through on the international level yet. They're trailing 4-0 here. At center ice, carrying the puck well is Redmond. Redmond now feeds it into the Austrian zone. Banged off the boards, and Redmond can't contain it at the blue line. It comes right down to the Canadian goal. Gosselin just leaving it there. Bartel ahead. Tippett at center ice for Canada. It is Muller. Muller over the line. He has 2 goals, looking for his 3rd, and he cut across in front of the net. Tippett got it and took it into the corner. Canada checking well inside the blue line. That was Donnelly who fed it back. Austria pinned right back in there now. In the corner, Platzer for Austria. Checked away. Tippett's alone in front. Gets him a bit of move, but he makes a good shot. And right in there on the doorstep as well was Donnelly. But he couldn't get the rebound, and they check it away again into the corner. Good shift for this Tippett line. Now moving in is Muller, and it's pinned in there and held for a face-off in the Austrian zone. There you see Kirk Muller, a junior sensation from Guelph. He plays with the Guelph Platers. They figure he'll go in the top 2 or 3 in the draft next June as an 18-year-old.
There was Tippett going on the boards. He's going to sleep tonight, even though with Team Canada ahead 4-0. He's been playing on 2 lines. He's been playing with Muller and Donnelly, but he's also been playing on another line, giving him all kinds of time. He's been playing with Deneen, and he's been playing with Carpin as well. So Dave King, he's played an outstanding game and held the first Pat LaFontaine in checking the game against the United States. But Dave King's given him lots of work again today. 2 lines.
Well, you look back on that game against the United States, and clearly Kerry Wilson was a star in that game, but a kind of unsung hero in that game was Tippett for the job he did on LaFontaine, who was almost invisible in the hockey game. Now deep inside the zone, it's Mio who clears it to the line. Here comes that big shot again from the point by Драйвер. Well, he's well named. Patrick now clears it into the corner on the far side. Courtnall back to Драйвер again. Драйвер getting it now in front to Wood. Wood shoots it in there, and it's kicked in against the boards. Over for it is Corrin. Corrin starting out at center ice for Pätrik. Pätrik tried to get to the line. He's checked on the play, and again it's Pätrik. Pätrik has been dominant in this game from the blue line. I think they need a James Pätrik playing this way. Out of the far side were Sekulic. Sekulic working to the line. There's a man offside, and it's called on the offside for the faceoff outside the blue line. So Canada leading 4-0. 6:35 gone in the second period. Face-off outside the Team Canada line. And out there for Canada now is Dave Donnelly. Edmontonian, has gone to the University of North Dakota. He wins the draw. Canada again. Lidsters through the blue line and offside again, this time at the Austrian line. 6:43 gone in the period. 4-0.
Well, you know, we have to remind the fans back home, too, that in Olympic competition, the goals for and the goals against in every game are very, very important, because that may have a bearing on medal standings at the end if 2 teams are tied. And, of course, when you're only playing a single round robin before the medal round, only 5 games, the chances of ties are very, very good. So every goal for and every goal against is very, very important.
Well, a little excitement from Mario Gosselin. He came out of the net and poked that one away, living dangerously on the play. That drew a rise from the crowd. I don't think they see that much in Europe. And now we've got the whistle, and a penalty is being called. Face-off will be in the Austrian zone. Is a penalty being called. The signal from Kompalла. I don't even know why that whistle went, unless the puck was covered.
We are experiencing temporary difficulties with satellite transmission. Please stand by.
Center ice, Austria bringing it into the Team Canada zone, and he is tied up completely. Good defensive work there by Redmond. Redmond against the boards, pinned in there. Austria again, but it comes right to Flatley, who just flips it back behind his own net. Bartel's back there to clear it in front. And again, Flatley did some good defensive work. Now Bartel, but he is checked on the play, clears it in front. Redmond's there behind the net. Out in front, the slot now moving in on the play was Hoops, but the shot was covered up by Gosselin, and he holds on. And now what have we got here? Kind of an arm lock thrown on one of the Austrian players by Keri Wilson. Maybe the closest thing to a fight you'll see in an in a European hockey game.
Well, a little bit of hog tying going on there, but that's the biggest save that Gosselin has been forced to make in the hockey game, certainly, with the defenseman moving right down from the point. Big stop.
Bernie Hoots, who plays for Bart Frashley in Innsbruck. Number 14 coming in and getting that shot away. Keri Wilson's in the penalty box. And they're still talking out there, and I think there may be two players going in. They are, so the two of them in for roughing, obviously. And Russ Courtnall is the one that went in, not Keri Wilson, for Canada. For Austria in their, well, they've got Courtnall's name up there, but I think it is Keri Wilson. Wilson's in there along with Sivic. And from the face-off, behind the net, it is roughing at 7:56. Pätrик, he has skated a lot in this game. Now he gives it off on the wing, and Donnelly with a chance, and he got it in there, but he was on the short side, and all the goaltender Rudman had to do was cover up. Canada, or at least Austria, coming out, unable to get loose as Koenig. He'll circle back. Outbeats it ahead for Mion. Mion's checked. And back with the puck now for Canada. Tippitt hitting the line offside, and again we'll have a face-off outside the blue line.
Well, again we saw James Pätrik lugging that puck. Tippett's had a lot of ice today. There he is, the captain of Team Canada, but James Pätrik all day long has been taking that puck, moving it out of his own end, skating hard with it. He's handling it very, very well. That time he gave it to the wide man and then broke to it himself. He had an opportunity if the puck comes across to tip it in, but the forward elected to shoot the puck.
Pätrik, of course, is a draft choice of the New York Rangers and has been so highly thought of since he was a midget playing with Notre Dame, a midget championship team out of Wilcox, Saskatchewan. But he seemed to run into some hard times, Tom. The puck left the playing surface, and so we'll have a face-off in the Austrian zone. He seemed to run into some hard times, and I think it may have been a loss of confidence. Boy, he's showing a lot of that in this game.
Well, the one thing about James Pätrik, he's always played for championship teams. Tier 2 championship team in Prince Albert, NCAA championship at the University of North Dakota, gold medal winning team with Dave King World Junior Championships. He's always played on winning teams.
Austria trying to get it over the line again, and Koenig is ridden out of the play. Koenig, the veteran on this team, their captain. Flatley brings it back now on the right wing boards. Flatley just stops inside the line, beats it into the corner, but there's nobody there, and Rick Cunningham just clears it away. At center ice, here comes Koenig again. Being checked by Redmond. Redmond right on top of him. Koenig circling in the corner. Trying to find a man, gets it out to the blue line. The shot right on. Bruce puck in front, and Gosselin covers it up very alertly. He kept the leg down there and then kept the puck in the crease where he could see it, and just covered up with that big glove of his.
Yes, sir. Gosselin's smart with that puck. He made a good initial stop, and then he made sure there was going to be nobody come in to get that rebound because he just brought the puck back in with a stick. Gosselin's a very good skater, very good with a stick. He's smart around the net. You know, in the USA game, he prevented an icing at one time. Today, earlier in the game, he didn't stop the play, held on, put it over his defenseman. You just saw him on that breakaway, diving out to poke check the man. He's alert in that net. I like the way he looks.
Well, face off in the zone. Courtnall taking the draw for Canada, and it is cleared by Greenbank right past the defense and out at center ice. Courtnall being aggressive with the forechecking now as Dorn carries it. Takes him out, but he got the pass away to Harron. Harron carrying it to center ice. Harron with Courtnall right behind him. Harron working in. And Pätrik doing a job in there. Courtnall just threw it into a crowd behind the net as Greenbank comes back. Greenbank trying to force it out in front of the net. Harron chases it in the corner. Number 22 backhands it into the corner for Greenbank. Greenbank back out to the point. On this side for Johan Fritz, clears it in front, and tied up on the play is Greenbank as he tried to get loose. Tied up by the defense. Out in front, and that is chipped away there by Pätrik. And it's out to center ice. I think they're expecting Pätrik to break on that, and it Didn't work. Courtnall just slid it out to center ice. Back in over the line is Sivic. He's checked from behind. Canada again. Out to Wood at center ice. Turning right back with it is Pätrик. Pätrik's over the line. Dropped off. Now the shot from the slot. And sliding, sprawling on the play is Pätrik. And he's got it covered up. We'll have a face-off in the Team Canada zone. We played 10-19 here in the second period. Canada is leading this game by a score of 4-0. And a report, Norway trailing Finland 11-1 right now. Austria has a total of 3 shots in this game. So you can, I think, attribute to the way Team Canada has checked. Well, we've got a good fan support here in Sarajevo for Team Canada. Big banner just across from us. A lot of the Team Canada members. There's a shot drifting in. Good save. That was on the screen by Gosselin. Canada breaks out now. At center ice, Tippitt. Tippitt overskated the puck. Turns around. Back in over the line. And Muller this time trying to get loose. Muller's there. He gets it out in front. Tippitt set, shoots, and it's blocked by the defense. Pätrik then. Out to center ice. Check from behind. Good job by Muller now. He goes down, covers it up, passes it ahead. But it was to an Austrian team member, so Sekulic taking over. Ahead for Hoots. Hoots to the line now, passing for Sekulic again, and it's offside. Face off again outside the Team Canada blue line. There you see number 9, Prunslav Sekulic from Villach, the Austrian League champions. Canada right now with the face-off outside the blue line, and have Dan Wood out there to take the draw against Kelly Greenbank. Puck is dropped, and it is Austria controlling it. Shooting it in is Haran in the corner. Cunningham along the boards, and it's center ice. For Canada, it is Драйвер. Driver's over the line. Драйвер working around behind the net now, clears it out in front, and moving in from the point was Karpin. There's a chance now on a backhand shot by Deneen. That one didn't miss by much and is cleared out to center ice once again. Redmond will go back into his own zone as he had it tipped to him by Dan Wood. Redmond just dropping it off. Now Deneen. Deneen to his own blue line to center ice. Deneen over the line with Karpin. Also cutting for the net is Wood. The shot comes in there and winds up going all the way around the boards and down into the Team Canada end. And Robin Bärtell is back. Bärtell working out to center ice. Right on top of him is Leopold Sivic. And it's offside. And again, we'll have a face-off outside the Austrian blue line. 4-0 is the score. Canada leading the hockey game. And with 11:48 gone in the period now. The face-off will be a couple of feet inside the blue line. Interesting to look at the crowd here. You see so many team uniforms. The Austrian team. Franz Klammer is here. Other skiers coming to support the team. Of course, a lot of teams in Austria is located in the mountainous areas. So they know the players. Lidsters, number 4, clearing it in. Behind the net for Austria's Fritz. He can't move it out of the zone. Turning with it now and rolling it in front was Flatley, but there was nobody in position to make a play out of that, and it's cleared down the ice. Back to get it is Lidsters, and as he touches it, is called on the icing, and we'll have a face-off in the Austrian zone. 4-0 the score. Coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics will continue in a moment. Control it at the line. Moving in over the line is Sion, and behind the net, Sion is being covered very, very closely by James Pätrik. Pätrik so much a factor in this hockey game. Now Denьo. Denьo out at center ice. It's Gagne. Gagne tipping it ahead. Winds up in the corner. Perk is back there, and he puts it right on Courtnall's stick. Back behind the net for Wood. Rolls it out in front. Players go down, and the puck is cleared back to center ice. Pätrik. Pätrik ahead. Courtnall. Courtnall. Wood. Wood turning with it. Checked on the play as he's double teamed in the center ice area. Now a body check thrown by Courtnall with a lot of elbow in it at center ice, and Canada takes over once again. Over the line now, Muller. He's offside. They call that a two-line pass. Face off again back near the Team Canada line.
Well, Hoots had given it to him just before that in the corner, so they're beginning to run at one another a little bit here.
So the faceoff will be outside the blue line. 13:26 gone in the second period. Canada trying to run its record to 2-0 in the hockey tournament here at the 14th Winter Olympics. Lidster's over the line. Lidster bounce it in, batted it out of midair into the corner. Moving in is Tippitt. Tippitt behind the net. Out in front again. It bounced. Do they score? Yes, it did. It bounced off Tippitt or the Austrian defenseman. I don't know which. And Canada has taken a 5-0 lead. The shot came from behind the net. Let's take a look at it.
I think it went off Rick Cunningham. Here you see number 3, Rick Cunningham, going to check in front of the net. And it just seemed to hit somebody there in front. Perhaps the forward coming back to back check. I don't think it did hit Cunningham in front. There he is trying to move the man out. The puck comes across, trying to clear it. It hit the forward's stick coming back and tipped in behind the goaltender, trying to get the puck out in front of that net for the gimme in front of it.
Dave Tippitt gets credit for the goal, so Tippitt is at least credited with it. Really, the replays didn't tell us exactly. And again, Tippitt in forechecking. He's been very aggressive in this game. Now it's out at center ice. To the line, clearing it in is Gonster. Rolls right to the Team Canada net. And Gosselin, a little casual clearing that puck, and it was checked away from Muller, though. Good move as he takes it on his own stick out at center ice and then feeds it to Tippitt. Tippitt in the corner. Being checked in there by Conrad Dorn. They all pile in. The puck comes loose, and circling with it is Donnelly. He tried to shoot it in there, but it was intercepted by the defense and back out at center ice for Gonster. He clears it into the Team Canada end. Lidster's back there. Lidster starting out. Center ice ahead. Tippitt can't reach that pass. Back deep in his end is Fritz for Austria. Fritz just stops there ahead. Wilson checks it free. Puck is cleared near the line and out to center ice. Pätrik takes one man out. Flätli comes up with a puck. Flätli back to Anderson. Ahead. Flätli. Wilson. Wilson, good move. Here comes Wilson getting in alone now. Scores! Moves by Kari Wilson.
Oh, pretty to watch, pretty to watch. And I hope we get a chance to see that from the blue line all the way in, because what we were talking about, that motion in the neutral zone, Kari Wilson started to skate very, very early. And he yelled, there he is, just coming in the blue line. He was really on the move, and the defenseman was standing still, caught standing at the blue line. And that motion that we talked about in the neutral zone, Kari Wilson just took advantage of it, was skating when he took the puck, had enough movement to go right around the goaltender, slip it in just nicely. But he was flying when he reached the defense.
Well, somebody's going to have to try somewhere along the line in this tournament to stop Kari Wilson. He is red hot. Puck is cleared into the Team Canada zone, deflects up into the crowd of Austria. The face-off at center ice, and we'll be ready to go as Kompalla drops the puck, and it is Austria in possession in their own zone as Bernie Hoots goes back to get it in his own end. Canada has played very well in this game, 6-0, but they've checked well, and they have, I think, gone about their business in a very solid manner. Cleared over the line, good lead pass, there's the shot, they score on their first shot on Dэрren Elliott. Wide open on the wing was Eddie Laibler of Vanderhoof, British Columbia, playing for Austria. And immediately at 20 seconds of the third period, Austria is on the scoreboard.
Laibler had everything into it. He came around there. He was about even with the dot when he let it go, and he beat Elliott on the short side. And a tough spot to put Elliott in. You know, the team has a shutout. They're short-handed. Austria's on the power play, and the very first shot, short side, beats him. But Laibler put a lot into that shot.
Now Canada off the face-off at center ice. Working to the line, and circling with it for Austria's Conrad Dorn. Tried to clear it. Puck is loose at center ice. Back it over the line. Good move there by Tippitt. Tippitt trying to force it in front for Muller, but he skated in too deeply. And out to center ice it comes. Laibler carrying it. Laibler has the goal. He is knocked to the ice as he tries to squeeze past Bruce Драйвер. Now Lidstер along the boards. Donnelly. Donnelly trying to get it out to Tippitt. Bumping going on inside the line as Muller falling, still gets it out to center ice. Fritz there. Fritz for Koenig. Koenig circling to his line. Moves past Flätli. Over the line he comes. Clear back out to center ice, and this is Flätli. Over the line comes Flätli, drops it off now. Moving in is Wilson. Kari Wilson in front, and a loose puck, and a shot wide of the net. As both Flätli and Wilson were in there. Now Koenig to the line. Koenig trying to force his way through. He's knocked off balance, and the loose puck is picked up by Robin Bartel. for Canada. It's Redmond rather, at center ice now, over the line. Over the corner, turning with it. Flatley. Behind the net for Wilson. Lowe moving behind the net as well, but they clear it to the blue line. Here's the shot coming in. It went off the skate of Dэрrén Lowe as he was cruising around in front. Bartell backhanding it off the boards. Kэri Wilson. Wilson in front. Lowe getting set. There's the shot. Hit the side of the net. Now it's Wilson again. Wilson in the corner. Flatley. Wilson. Wilson ducking past one check. Falls over top of another. And out at center ice, Austria with Dorn. Over the line. It's Sekulic moving in, and they tried to force it past the goaltender, and Elliot was there. Canada. At center ice, it's Lowe. Over the line, Flatley. Flatley in front. Quick shot. Wide of the net by Courtnall. Courtnall gets it again. Courtnall trying to get it in front. Neon has kicked back out to center ice. Working back. Over the line, Pätrик. Trying to feed Courtnall. There's Cunningham with the puck, ducking away from Courtnall's checking, and it's checked away from him. Courtnall getting set, and it's rolled to the goal mouth. He didn't get a good shot away, and Rudman cleared it into the corner. Now Denьo shooting it wide of the net. On the far side, Ruffle, number 15, gets it out to center ice off the stick of Dan Wood. Denьo. Pätrik. Ahead over the line for Courtnall. Popped out to center ice. Courtnall, or at least Pätrik, brought it back in offside, and will have a face-off in the center ice zone. Face-off outside the blue line. Muller out there. Kirk Muller of Guelph will take the draw for Canada. Canada leading this hockey game 6-1. 3:07 gone in the third period. Just flipped in over the blue line. Carpin there, number 31. Carpin ahead, trying to get it to Muller, who was breaking straight up the middle, but it was intercepted by Hoots. He takes a shot wide of the net. Deep in his own end. Cleared out to center ice. Muller chasing it, but back for it is Hoots again. Hoots cutting across. Muller right on top of him. Clears it off. 14-1. Finland leading Norway. And the game being played at Skanderia, which is the other arena here at Sarajevo. So Finland having an easy time against Norway. Canada will be playing Norway next Monday. Cutting in front of his own net, starting out for Canada is Kevin Dineen. He's number 16. Dineen's over the line with his little skating room, drops it off for Muller. That is tapped back out to center ice past Warren Anderson. Anderson, rink wide pass. Lidstер over the line, trying to work through the defenses. Donnelly gets it against the far boards as Canada completes a player change and gets the whistle inside the Austrian blue line, so we'll have a face-off there.
You notice the linesmen blow the whistle very quickly when the puck goes to the boards. Here, there's not as much play around the boards. Most of the play is in the center of the ice, and once the puck gets against the boards, they're not used to seeing it there. And the puck's there, two players get close to it. They blow the whistle very, very early. They don't let them kick it loose.
So the face-off will be at the top rim of the circle here in the Austrian zone. Back to the blue line. Драйвер just tapping it ahead. Controlled at the line, but a bouncing puck that winds up on Драйвер's stick at his own blue line. Over to the far side for Denьo. Ahead, tipped ahead by Donnelly. Over the line now. They try to work it in front. Winds up at the line, but is kept in again by Denьo. In the corner. Circling with it. Coming out now is Flatley. Flatley in front. Low. Trying to get set. Shoots it right on. No, he just missed the net with it. Against the boards, and Драйвер can't control it. Donnelly at center ice. Donnelly ahead. That come right back in over the line again. Flatley stopping. Hits it off the stick of Lowe. Lines have been juggled a little bit right here. Austria back on the attack. Over the line and chased right off the puck as Sion, and it's flipped back down into the Austrian zone. Dorn back behind his own net. Dorn is moving into forecheck as Gagne. Gets it to König. König to the line. König trying to get around the defense. Chased off the puck there by Bärtell, or at least Redmond. And here comes Canada once again. Coming up two abreast over the line now. The shot, and it's wide of the net. That one taken by Courtnall. Ricochets off the boards and all the way down into the Team Canada zone, where Bärtell's back to get it. And it's called, so a face-off back in the Austrian zone. 6-1. Canada leading here in the third period. Coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics will continue in a moment. score, Finland beating Norway 16-2. Here in this hockey game in the third period at the 5:38 mark, it is Canada 6, Austria 1. Canada has made the goaltending change. They have Dэрrén Elliott in there after Mario Gosselin had shut them out through 2 periods, and his first shot got in the net. That was a bullet-like shot by Eddie Laidler. From the face-off, they didn't take it quite fairly enough to suit Joseph Kompalla, the West German official who's refereeing this game, so they'll take the face-off all over again. And he has called a penalty on the play, and I think Rick Cunningham is he, or no, is it a member of Team Canada that's heading to the bench? It is Team Canada for high sticking. Gagne. So Dave Gagne in the penalty box. Canada will play shorthanded at 5:43.
Well, that was a true delayed penalty because he took a long time. He didn't make the call right off the bat. He blew the whistle. He waited, he looked, then he raised his hand very, very late. You didn't know whether the player had hit it with a high stick. He didn't go to the box to call it. Took a long time to get that man in the box.
Joseph Kompalla, I think we've seen that sort of thing before. International hockey from Mr. Kompalla.
Team captain Tippettt went over to try to speak to him a little bit about it, and he waved him away right smart.
Face-off will be deep in the Team Canada zone. Back to the blue line it comes. Pass is over and off the skate of Rick Cunningham. He threw it right into his skate, so I'm sure it didn't please Cunningham too much. Well, now it's down inside the Austrian zone. Cunningham getting it from Hoots. Austria moving it out straight up the center of the ice is Cunningham. He's number 3. Good pass, and trying to get through on the defense is Kelly Greenbank, and he was upended. That's center ice once again. That back, and Muller just put it right on the stick of Greenbank, back in over the line, and Canada pokes it off the boards and clears it down. Драйвер doing the job. Rudman, the goaltender, leaves it behind his own net. And now Cunningham clearing it ahead. At center ice, to the line comes Greenbank. Greenbank is trying to flip it through for Sion. Again, Cunningham back out to the blue line. That's Hoots. Hoots shooting it in there. On the far side is chopped up to center ice by Donnelly. Coming across to pick up the puck as Hoots. He moves along the boards, but he is jammed in against the boards by Donnelly, and right at the red line at center, there'll be a face-off. Now Hoots upset about something.
Well, Hoots is the man that had been running people earlier, and he's a little upset that Donnelly took him hard to the boards and got up there and actually pushed the linesman.
Dave Gagne in the penalty box, waiting this one out with 54 seconds left in his 2-minute minor. Interesting statistic here, Tom, including the United States game. Total shots on goal coming into this period were 44 for Canada. And they had scored 10 goals, an accuracy percentage of 52% on their shots. They've had the help also of Austria in this game, but still, that's pretty good. Pretty good shooting. Puck is cleared in. Dэрrén Elliott comes out of the net, and the puck winds up behind the net now. Koenig moving it into the corner, comes back to the blue line for Fritz. Fritz couldn't contain it at the blue line and nearly lost the puck to Donnelly, who came out to check. Now they move it back in over the line again for Koenig. Here's the shot drifting over top of the net from Eddie Laidler, who's got the goal for Austria. Jamming against the boards now, digging it out is Sion. Sion's number 12 to the far boards now. Canada setting up in the box. In the slot area is Laidler, if they can get the puck to him. And doing a good job of making sure they don't is Lidsters, who ran some interference. The puck wound up underneath the sprawling Koenig. And we've got 1 second remaining in the penalty.
We saw the player being administered, stitches being given right on the bench. That's what you call a trainer there. The team doctor for Austria right on the bench with the trainer, and he's sewing the man up. He doesn't even go to the room.
Koenig, I believe, is the player who... No, it's not Koenig. It might be Rick Cunningham. Looking down from here. It is cleared around now on the boards. We'll get a report on that. Драйвер clearing it rink wide. back inside the zone. That is Cunningham who's got the puck, so it isn't he. No, it is Stank. It is number 9, and I'm told Sekulic for Austria, just to complete the reporting job on that particular incident in the hockey game. You're all waiting for the information. Now around behind the net for Austria. Carrying it is Raffel. Raffel back to the blue line, but it cleared the line as unable to contain it was Rick Cunningham. Offside on the play. And the teams will make an all-round change. Penalty has expired.
Well, Canada's gone to sleep a little bit here. They haven't carried the play to Austria the way they had in the first 2 periods. They've played quite well defensively. Still, they've been giving their goaltender lots of protection, but they just don't seem to have the same drive and dash that they had in the first 2 periods. And one of the things that's kind of important in the 3rd period of a game like this, remember, on Saturday they're playing Finland, and that's another big hockey game for them, and you don't want to go into the game on a downer. You don't want to come off a bad period. You want to go into that game really having buzzed in the last period before you start that contest.
Donnelly in the corner, pinning it in there. Flatley's there too. Puck was loose, and you're right about the quick whistles along the boards, Tom. They just, as soon as it is out of their sight for a split second, the whistle goes. So the face-off deep in the Austrian zone. Dave Tippett, he's played a good hockey game tonight. Again, 2nd straight excellent hockey game for Canada in this tournament. Back out near the line now. Here's a shot by Pätrich and the rebound, but there's nobody there for Canada to make use of it. And it's Austria who clear it down the ice once again. Deep inside the zone now. It is Donnelly working it out, and it's cleared out over center ice past Därren Lowe. And as Lowe hustles in after it, and he got to it before the Austrian defense could, and he took away the icing call. Now Austria once again. The pass on the right wing, Kelly Greenbank, number 16. Trying to work it in front is Pätrich. He's checked on the play. Därren Lowe reaches for it, but it is Donnelly who clears it out over center ice. And number 19 is Platzer for Austria. Anderson, number 5, and he got in there to touch the puck and is called on the icing, so we'll have a face-off again in the Austrian zone. Canada is leading this hockey game 6-1. Coverage of the 4th. Face-off. Canada moved it in over the blue line, and Gagne got it loose in front of the net and backhanded it in. So Canada leads 7-1 here in this hockey game, Tom.
Well, it's the way to bounce back. Gagne was all by himself off the edge of the net when the puck came across, and he got that backhand behind the goaltender. But you want to get back on that scoring sheet. You don't want to let the Austrian team get that last goal. The shot comes through. Gagne stops it there. There you see the goaltender trying to get a stick in his body in front of it. Gagne just flips the puck by him. There he is trying to get across valiantly, but he doesn't get across quite quick enough.
So Canada with a 7-1 lead. Dave Gagne gets the goal, and they listed as an unassisted goal. That wasn't an Austrian who passed it to Gagne, but we've seen some rather odd scoring here in this tournament. In against the boards. Who was it who passed it over there?
Well, it was stopped inside. I'm not quite sure there.
Puck is cleared now deep into the Canada zone. And it's Canada bringing it out again. Denьo this time leading the rush out at center ice. Gagne's back in over the line. Now stops up just inside the blue line. Courtnall, number 18, is flipped out to the point for Warren Anderson. Anderson winding up. Their men in front. Good deflection there. Denьo is right in front of the net. And I think Denьo is playing up front right now for Canada, as Austria comes right back in over the line. Sekulic ground in front of the net, and he got in front there as he got around the defenseman Warren Anderson. Now Sekulic will try again, but this time he is checked inside the blue line by Denьo. Now Canada out at center ice, and here comes Courtnall now going one-on-one against the defense, and it is Cunningham who stripped him of the puck. Clears it ahead, down into the Team Canada zone. Back to get it is Anderson, and it is called on the icing, and we'll be having a face-off in the Austria zone. There you see Warren Anderson, the veteran.
Well, Warren hasn't been used too much in the tournament. We haven't had any report yet, but Kerry Wilson is not on the bench. I didn't see him go off the ice if he was hurt, but he's not on the bench, and he hasn't taken a shift. He's not out in the ice. We haven't had any report of what's happened to him, but this has forced a change in the lines for Team Canada.
From the face-off, puck is backhanded deep. Tipпетт in against the boards now, and it's flipped out to center ice. One of the reasons why you're seeing Denьo then up front for Team Canada. Bouncing puck is picked up by Lidsters. Takes it behind his net. And then clears it down the ice, and there'll be icing on this one. It is going back for it is Platzer and also Hoots, and the icing called and the face-off back in the Team Canada zone. 11-11 gone in the third period. Canada is leading Austria by a 7-1 margin. As we look at Michael Rudman, the goaltender for Austria. Team Canada bench, and a quick look there at James Pätrik, number 9. Now Canada again in possession. They have done a good job in face-offs, as in most areas of this hockey game. And again, it won't be quite the same situation when they play Finland the next game in the tournament. And from the puck is again just touched in against the boards, and I believe icing is called once again, and again it's into the Canada zone for a face-off.
Driver was quite frustrated. Actually, it wasn't an icing call. It tipped off a stick and then went down. He's frustrated with the linesman on that play.
So the face-off, keeping the Team Canada end. Take the draw for Austria's Eddie Labler. He has their goal. Labler played at Wisconsin. He was actually a teammate of Bruce Драйвер and played for current Calgary Flames coach Bob Johnson there. They use him as center here in college. He was a wingman. The puck is, the stick is checked out of the hand of Conrad Dorn and inside the blue line. And what have we got here? We've got a player rolling around on the ice. That's Dorn, and our friend Dorn is at it again. Donnelly is there.
Well, Donnelly did slash him. What happened when Dorn lost his stick in going out? Donnelly keeping the puck in. He grabbed Donnelly, and as the two went down, Donnelly slashed him. A little frustration. That was a case of the official missing the original call, and Donnelly getting frustrated and coming back and smacking him. But there was no question about it. Donnelly just two-handed him with his stick. But Dorn, in losing his stick, had just put the hog tie on him as the puck came to the blue line.
There's Johann Fritz. Plays with Klagenfurt in the Austrian Bundesliga, as they call it. Donnelly off for slashing at 11:48. 7-1, Canada leading here. Inside the blue line, a lot of Canadians have played in Austria. Larry Reagan, former NHL Rookie of the Year, who got things going with hockey, and was an offside at the Canadian blue line. Got things going with hockey in Austria in the early 60s. He played up until about 1964. Brian Smith, who is now sports director of our CTV affiliate in Ottawa, CJOH.
An old coaching rival of myself, Bob Boucher.
Yeah. All played in Austria. A nice life over there. Tom, see some mountains? Huh?
Beautiful country.
Yeah. Back at center ice right now, it is Cunningham, Rick Cunningham, who's enjoying the good life of Austria too. It's cleared in, and Darren Elliott throws it behind his own net. Canada's playing shorthanded here with 1:35 remaining in the penalty. Center ice is cleared in off the stick of Muller. Muller has 2 goals in this game. On the boards now, and again, we're trying to find out, get a report on Kari Wilson, who has not been seen on the bench for Team Canada here in the third period. Now back deep inside the zone, Cunningham, kind of a wheel man from their defense. Cunningham shooting it in. And after it is Labler. Labler leaves it off for Sion. Sion feeding it to the boards on the far side. Now Koenig, back to Cunningham. Cunningham to Koenig. Koenig is checked partially, just enough to get the puck to Tipпетт, and Tipпетт clears it down the ice. Forechecking job there by Flatley as he moved in on goaltender Michael Rudman. And there's some more forechecking, that time by Gagne. Flatley then clears it around the boards, and Gagne will pick it up on the far side. Gagne out to center ice for Redmond at his own line. Driver back in his own end ahead. Gagne out the blue line now, just circling with it. Driver shooting it in Flatley. And back for it is Cunningham once again. In the corner on this side for Hoots. Hoots straight up ice. Working with it is Harand. He tried to get to the line, and Драйвер did a good job on him. Forced the offside.
Yes, he certainly did. He stood right up there.
Tomorrow on CTV, we begin our coverage of Olympic figure skating. Here in Sarajevo, Johnny Esau, Brian Pokar, and Otto Jelinek will be covering the pairs short program. Barbara Underhill and Paul Martini have an excellent chance at an Olympic medal. Watch it all. CTV is going to be following the figure skaters along with everything else here at Sarajevo very closely. That's our Olympic figure skating coverage beginning tomorrow right here at the Zetra, this very same arena. Offside at the line from the faceoff. 6 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the hockey game. Dave Donnelly in the penalty box with 8 seconds remaining in his penalty. Oh, here's Pätrik at center ice. Now makes a good move and sets up a 2-on-1 with Deneen, and he couldn't get it through. Good defensive play made there by Hoots, who stayed right in between the pair of them. And now at center ice, it's Rick Cunningham clearing it to the line. Cunningham going to the boards on the far side. Drops it back to the defense. The penalty is over. Hoots, number 14, under some checking pressure. Backhands it out to center ice. And Carpin got over the line. There was a delayed offside, but the puck was cleared out to center ice, and Harand shoots it into the Team Canada zone. Took an odd bounce off the backboard. Having trouble handling it is Warren Anderson. Carpin on the far side, pushed up against the boards. Now it is Dan Wood. Carpin's there as well. It's pinned in there and held for a face-off. So we've got 5 minutes, 35 seconds remaining in the third period of this hockey game, with Canada leading by a score of 7-1. In the game, Kerry Wilson with a goal and 2 assists. He has 7 points now in the tournament. Pat Flatley with a goal and an assist, his second goal of the tournament. Wilson has 4, by the way. And Kirk Muller has 2 goals, his first 2 in this tournament. Denьo with the puck at center ice, tried that lead pass intended for Courtnall, but he couldn't get it. And touching it inside the zone is Fritz, and icing called again. Coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics continues in a moment. Denьo on the face-off gets the puck out to center ice, where it is dropped off by Courtnall. Moving up at center ice now is Lidsters to the line on this side. Gagne in deep for Courtnall, but he couldn't handle the puck in the corner. Fritz into the far corner for Roppel. Roppel up on the left wing boards. Roppel working in, one-on-one against Lidster, and the shot was wide of the net. Lidster's got the puck on the boards. And he moves it to center ice for Courtnall. Courtnall turning to the line, ducks past one check, but then lost possession of the puck, and it's Lidster again. Bartel on this side. Ahead for Flatley. Flatley just off the bench, not ready to get that pass. Went by him, and it is deep in the zone for Mion, who touches it, and the whistle goes for the icing call. And a face-off again deep in the Team Canada zone. Tom, it just appears that Canada has lost concentration in this hockey game. They put 2 periods in and got the 6-0 lead, and really it's been 1 goal apiece in this third period, and they're just playing it out.
Well, let's get the last goal in the hockey game and think positively about Finland. It's an important game coming up on Saturday, and let's get a goal to end this off here and go back into the dressing room feeling a little better about the period.
It's a typical Canadian game in the international play. Tom, we see this often where you get ahead. Canadians aren't want to run the score up on a team. Now over the line, and here's that big slap shot, and they score. Canada with Craig Redmond, who had all the room in the world, and he just leaned into it.
All right,
blew it by a couple of people.
That's who we want going in. That's important. Let's think positively about this. Now we've outscored them in the third period. We gave up a power play goal, come back with 2. Maybe we can get another one here before we go in, but Redmond had a lot of time there moving to the point. Look at him set it up. He skated right in from the blue line. He goes all the way to the top of the circle. Look how far back he gets the stick. There's not even an Austrian player close to him, and he just blows it by the goaltender.
All right, Rudman, I think they're throwing cannons at him. Look at that shot. He got a really good view of it there. He just leaned right into it. And where was the checker on that one? Somebody come out when you can wind up that much and not have anybody put any pressure on you. Now over the line, it is Deneen. He bounced it in front of the net. Hustling after it is Wood now. Carpin, number 31, into the corner for Deneen. He's number 16. Deneen try to work by, and he is hauled to the ice. Hoots put the clutch on him, and now Hoots won't let him go, and now Hoots slashed him in the face. Goodness gracious, and what is he going to do? He's not going to throw both of them off. Deneen is very upset. Hoots slashed Deneen, who was being held. Deneen was being held, and he slashed him across the face. Hoots did, and it is called, and they're, I think, both going to the penalty box. Coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics will continue. Now in against the boards. It all happened behind the play, so I guess Kompalla just says, well, I didn't see anything, so I'm going to throw everybody in sight off the ice.
Well, Hoots has been involved in it all night. If there's any player for the Austrians that's been very aggressive in mixing it up all night, it's been Hoots.
So Hoots went off for slashing. That was as clear a deliberate attempt to injure as you're going to get. And then Deneen with hooking, and he didn't hook anybody. He was being hooked. Denyo moving in, but he can't get loose. And back with the puck now is Heron. It takes a shot. Aaron Elliott covers up, and the faceoff will be inside the Canadian zone to his right. The third shot of the period for Austria, or at least Canada, has only had 3 shots. They have scored 2 goals. Redmond getting the goal unassisted. So Canada leads this 8-1 now. Finland has won easily in their game against Norway. So it paves the way for a big meeting here in 2 nights.
But you know, we're mentioning about the goals against. When it comes right down to the final ties, you divide the goals against into the goals for. So 16-2 for Finland over Norway. The quotient is 8. It's the same. Well, there's one more at 7 here. Pardon me, it is 8. It's 1 into 8 here. The quotient is exactly the same here. So the difference in the hockey game, if it got right down to ties, 16-2 or 8-1 is really the same difference as far as breaking ties is concerned.
Quotient of 8-0. Infinity, yeah. All right, at center ice, it's Lidsters, number 4. He's checked off the puck, reached back and saved that from Koenig. There's a good move by Courtnall. Courtnall over the line. Now he's got Lowe drifting in front of the net. Courtnall kicking it into the corner as he finally faces some checking. Then gets it back again. Clears it to the line. Here's Lindster's shot. It deflects wide of the net. And into the corner it comes, and Austria is starting out again. Sia, he is tied up from behind by Lowe as he couldn't get loose. Over the line comes Koenig. Koenig trying to work it in front of the net. Chased in against the boards by Bartel. Also helping out is Dэрrén Lowe, and it's held there for a face-off with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the hockey game. The score 8-1. Oh, Canada makes a change now as, again, we're trying to get a report, and you'll have to stay tuned to get the story on the absentee in this third period, Kari Wilson. I don't know what has happened to him, but he does not come out for this third period. He had done a night's work through the first 2 periods in any case, but that I'm sure is not the reason. I know it's not the reason. Now here's Flatley. Flatley ducking past a check and then feeds it in deep. Gagne tapping it behind the net. Flatley again. Flatley out in front, and it's deflected wide of the net. Now it's tapped in. Cleared off the boards. Out at center ice, it is Deneen. Deneen wearing it back into his own zone. A minute and a half left in this now as it's cleared in and right back out again. Canada working down over the line, and the shot that's wide of the net as working in there was Deneen. Cleared in front again, but knocked down by the defense and Rick Cunningham. Out to center ice off the stick of Raffle. And Canada again sets up with Denyo. Denyo, it is called, and we're going to have another penalty called here, and we'll see who gets that one. Deneen going into the penalty box.
Well, it was just a little frustration on Deneen's part. He came back, and the Austrian player really took a little bit of a dive there, but Deneen is quite upset with the official and should be upset with the official because Hoot certainly just turned around and two-handed him across the face. It was a deliberate penalty. It could have been a major penalty, and he came out of the box and he was still a little upset. And of course, that's when you grab a man or you hook somebody, and the Austrian player took a little bit of a dive, and he's back in the box again.
So the face-off will be outside the blue line. Muller facing off against Ed Labler, who has the Austrian goal in the game. Hoots back inside the zone. Fritz, number 2 for Austria. Shoots it in wide of the net. Denyo back, chops at it, gets it near the line, not out. Austria Now over on this side, it's Fritz once again. Fritz shooting it wide of the net.
Don't let them get the last goal here. Don't let them.
And the shot juggled by Elliot, and as he juggles it, he hangs on with 47 seconds left in the game. There'll be a face-off. We just had a report that nothing is wrong. Nothing serious is wrong with Kari Wilson, who's missed the third period here. So the report is nothing serious. We don't know what the nothing serious is, and it is. So that's been more of the story than the score of this hockey game here in the third period. Turning with it is Haran inside the zone with 20 seconds left in the game. It's deflected wide of the net. Denьo clearing it and deflected out to center ice as Muller just dove back and tipped it out to center ice, and back to get it inside his own blue line is Hoots. Hoots on this side for Fritz. 5 seconds left. Fritz inside his zone, and that'll be the hockey game as Canada will skate away with an 8-1 victory, and they are 2-0 in this tournament. 2-0. The final shots on goal: Canada 18, Austria 6, as Canada defeats Austria 8-1. Coverage of the 14th Winter Olympics will continue in a moment.